My name's Todd, and I'm a busy little contractor with a small education and a big imagination, and too much time on my hands to think about things that irritate me. Let me give you some examples. Being a resident of rural Alaska, I'm proud to say that I don't keep real current on what people in the big city call PC, politically correct. For instance, I just recently became aware that it's not PC anymore to use the word Oriental. That same person is now called an Asian. Says fucking who? Right across the street, there's an indoor produce store that has a giant sign across the front that says Oriental Grocery. Oddly enough, it's owned and operated by Asians. I'm just saying. My question is, says fucking who? Because a few people decide what type of dialogue gives them the least severity of diaper rash, they write it on bus stops in their favorite flavor of lip gloss enough, and it blossoms, and soon enough, I'm forced to unwind a decade or more of speech habit so that I don't offend someone by saying something that no doubt will eventually not be PC when it gets changed and outlawed by the next fucking douchebag. And have you noticed that it's the same small pool of morons that go around beating the PC drum or waving their scarf in the air and judging you through their hipster glasses? And if you look close, more often than not, it's a white guy or girl changing the way other ethnicities are identified verbally. Yeah, soon, white people will successfully change the way I refer to African Americans. P.S. This will be about the 5th title change these poor people have had to suffer through since I've been alive. I've decided I'm going to put some effort into bringing back honky. Hey, honky, what's up? I'm just saying. Another thing I want to discuss is the American, air quotes, Russian. I live in an area up north where, for entertainment purposes, we're lucky enough to have a large population of Russian Orthodox purists in a village. Now, where do I start? Okay, I contract with some of these guys, and I just have to say, on so many levels, I'm so grateful for the constant entertainment. The one guy's always talking about, oh, I can't hire Americans, they're too lazy. And I'm thinking, you are American, fucking jackass. This 50-some-year-old guy has never been to Russia, never been out of the U.S. He was born in an Anchorage hospital and was issued an Alaskan birth certificate and a fucking social security card when he was born. I'm gonna start an Irish village where mixed do the opposite of Russians. We get pickled drunk and we actually fuck our wives because they don't start looking like Kathy Bates in Misery the day after the wedding. And of course the culture is falling apart because it takes extreme conviction to completely abandon technology. The one guy I know brags, we're not allowed to have computers. Yeah, he says while we're driving down the road and he's checking his email on his goddamn iPhone. Oh, and the Russian girls, many of them, not all, won't have sex before marriage, but, and I'm not making this up, anal and oral are fine because technically that's not sex. Hey, come to think of it, was Bill Clinton Russian? Now, I'm reasonably sure that God Almighty, vaginal sex prior to wedlock is a sin, but mastering the fine art of cock swallowing or taking one up the turd cutter, that's fine. Here's another fun factoid. If you use a dish, glass, utensil, or even touch the food of a Russian, they're required to throw that item away immediately because only Russians are going to heaven, and you and I aren't pure enough. We taint their consecrated diet with our unholy and impure filth. Well, check this out. I stayed with some Russian workers on a job out of town, right? I used to drive home at lunch when no one was around and just massage everything in the fridge. I'd touch the inside of their coffee cups with my foul, tainted hands, and you know what? I'm pretty sure they're all going to hell. That sucks. My old Russian buddy, we'll just call him Vasily, is right. And Russians are so superior to us lowly Americans. How come you guys sold Alaska to Uncle Sam? 2.2 cents an acre. We bought arguably the most resource-rich, spectacular pieces of real estate in the Northern Hemisphere for less than 1 acre costs in local San Francisco today. Not real sharp, huh? Cold War, yo. You guys bumped chests with us in the nuclear arms stockpiling thing, and it was just like, sit down, punk. Remember when the Russians put the first man on the moon? No, you don't, because we whipped their asses at that too. Much like the 1980 Winter Olympics gold medal in ice hockey. The supercharged, heavily favored Russians chugged along with the gold medal clearly in their sights, and then they got their asses whipped by a bunch of no-name frat partying college kids from the U.S. So if it's so bad here, don't let the Bering Sea hit you in the ass. Pack your shit up and get mushing. It's only a couple 100 miles to Siberia. I'm just saying.